Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing this cute look, so stay tuned for the next clip. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share with a friend, and everything that I use will be listed down below. I thought I hit record the first time, but apparently I didn't. But I started off with this burgundy looking color, and I stamped it on the outer corner of my lid and then blended it all the way to the front. And I'm gonna keep adding as much as I think I need to make sure that I get that coverage and color that I desire. Now I'm going in with like a rusted orange shade, and I'm going to keep building this up. I'm applying it right above that burgundy shade as well as on top so that they can blend together perfectly. And I'm going to keep building that color up until I get my desired color or until the colors show through. And I'm also going to blend that more so towards the front as well. On camera you can't really tell, but that color really is showing up. You just have to make sure you keep building and keep blending until you really see the difference or the results that you want. I also added in like a brighter orange just to help bring that color out a little more. Even though I'm working on basically the transition color, I'm still making sure that I'm blending all the colors together as well. I love this look. It was so perfect. It really gave me like a Thanksgiving feel. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your day with your family and loved ones. And even though I'm not done blending, y'all see that transition between all three of the shades is nice and smooth. And just to add some extra color, I'm going in the outer corner with a black, just a little bit, because black will overpower any type of look you're doing, just to add a little color back there. And then I'm just taking a brush and blending all of that together. If you feel like you added too much black, just make sure that you continue to blend all the shades together so that the black can fade out a little bit more. When doing my eyeshadow, blending is my best friend. I like to make sure that everything is nicely blended together before moving on to anything else. This step is optional. You don't have to do it. I'm just adding some a tan color, excuse me, to my lid. And the reason why I said you don't have to do it, because me adding on the glitter, you won't be able to see the tan anyway. But I do love the way that these colors look before I even added glitter. So you also can do this look without adding the glitter. So now I'm going in with that glitter, and I'm making sure that I take my time and properly place the glitter where I want it to be, because this glitter is sticky and it kind of like moves around a bit if you tap on the same spot too much or even clump up. So you want to make sure that you take your time and properly add it and blend it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and add on my foundation. This foundation is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I love this foundation. It's hands down probably one of my favorites. And I'm just going to blend that all over, starting on one side of my face before moving on to the next, making sure that it's evenly blended before moving on. This foundation is the perfect foundation for my skin tone. It matches me perfect. I didn't have to go in with a whole bunch. I also didn't even have to go in with a color corrector. I actually never really use a color corrector, to be honest. Whatever coverage my foundations give me, that's what I go with. Sometimes I build my foundations up and sometimes I don't. I be a little nervous when it's time to remove my scarf, because I be trying to make sure that my edges are laid down completely before removing it. Now I'm going in with that same foundation on top of my forehead, and I only need a little bit because I'm going to be adding some bronzer up there anyway, as well as some concealer. Now it's time to highlight, and I'm going in with this concealer. You can go in with a brighter concealer if you want, but this is the one I love to use because I feel like it's bright enough. And I'm just going to put some concealer underneath my eyes, on my forehead, down the center of my nose, a little where my cupid's bow is, and then my chin. And I'm going to blend out the forehead, the nose, the cupid's bow area, as well as the chin first, and let my under eye sit for just a little bit to dry down a little. The longer you let concealer dry down, the more full coverage it will be, but this concealer is already a full coverage concealer, so you don't have to let it dry down that much. And I was going to blend out my eyes with this brush, but then I decided to just go in with this damped beauty blender, and I'm just blending that out, and I love the way that this turned out. The beauty blender is damped, but it's mostly on the dry side versus like super damp, and I love the way that this blend out. Look at that coverage. Perfect. And I'm making sure I continue to blend out my edges to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines. And I'm taking my time when blending around the outer corner of my eye as well. Now I'm going in with my bronzer, and I'm just going to take a little bit because this bronzer is very pigmented, so you want to do a little at a time. And just adding this onto my cheek area just to give me a little more color, and then I'm also blend it into my hairline as well. And I'm going to take my foundation brush just to blend out those edges even further to make sure that that bronzer is blended out nice and perfect. Now I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This one is the Cherry Blossom Cake. Now, if you watched my haul video, I did explain that I'm allergic to cherries, but I did test this out in the store and I didn't have a reaction to it as long as I wasn't inhaling too much. So what I did was add a little bit at a time, but this is my third time redoing this video. I only used this powder twice. The video before this, I couldn't use that footage because I was having a reaction to the powder from me probably using too much. My nose was kind of getting stuffy, and then my throat was feeling a little itchy. So now I've just taken my time when applying it and not applying too much. That's why I'm going in under my eyes with this brush instead of like a sponge. But with this powder, I do love the brightness that it gave as well as the smoothness. I continue to use this powder, not too often, but I will continue to use it. I feel like you can achieve the same exact looks with other powders as well. You don't necessarily have to use a pink powder, but again, I do like this powder, so I will use it again, but it probably will not be as often as I will gravitate towards others. So now I'm dusting that powder away, and I do feel like it did give a really nice brightness as well as nice and smooth. But I feel like if you use a setting powder that is extra fine, like Makeup Forever has one, then you can achieve the same look. So just keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to use a pink powder if you don't want to. And I'm gonna finish up my eyes off camera. And at this point I realized I did not use no primer, but hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share with a friend.